Good evening and welcome to Sunday night's Racing Post Greyhound TV even. Boy, have we got a treat for you this evening. It's going to be a lively one, I'm sure. I'm joined in the studio tonight by Rab McNair. I told him to get his bleat rude word in the studio and he has. Good evening, Rab. Nice to have you here.
Good evening.
Lots to talk about, isn't there?
Yeah, you're losing your words already.
I'm losing my words.
I must be sitting too close there, Tony. Maybe I should sit closer to you.
No, you're all right where you are.
Do get involved. Emails down there,
Yeah, we've
Tony?
had quite a few emails on Toaster tonight. I'll make this in a nutshell. John Schofield says, "Hi, it's so refreshing to hear someone praising Toaster and Lord Hesketh. Rab, you are an advocate for greyhound racing. Tony, what track do you suggest could hold the derby, as you seem so against Toaster, and this is not just on tonight's show that you've voiced this opinion. Please let us know this track where the dogs come from last to first on numerous occasions, please." We just sort of winner come from last to first at Henlow, so there's one. No, look, I just think from a blank canvas, to build a track, I feel they missed a few tricks at Toaster. And no, let me just say, I just feel that the racing, the dogs that are off the front, I feel it's a bit follow the leader. I don't see any dogs the changing of the leads. And as the track stands today, I don't think the derby should be run there. I think Wimbledon, if Wimbledon was to stay open, it should stay at Wimbledon.
Listen, if Wimbledon does stay open, the derby's not going to move from anywhere. The derby, that's not even a contest. The derby stays at Wimbledon if Wimbledon stays open. But what these people are saying is, if Wimbledon closes, then...
Yeah, I wouldn't have Toaster at the top of my list like everyone
What would
else.
you have at top of your list?
Well, I'd put Monmore in front of Toaster.
Monmore's a bookmaker on track. Can't have them...
No, but I'm not. I'm just saying as a track. Forget who owns what and that. I'm on about as a track that dogs have to run round.
These people are not asking where you think... They're asking you, where do you think the track, the derby should go? And you've got to take that into account.
I'd have it at Bellevue and Perry Bar over Toaster. I would. That's my opinion.
Come on, Tony.
Honestly.
Tony, wait a minute. I'm going to ask you a serious question.
You might like them prawn balls. I might eat one and say, I'm not a fan of these, Brad.
I'm going to ask you a serious
balls,
question,
actually.
Tony. If you have a look at the Oaks and look at how many dogs was knocked over, and you tell me the last time you seen a dog coming for off the pace at Bellevue, because I don't see it very often.
No, I don't know. Look,
and how many times do you see them get into that? Now, you've got to imagine, this is not an A5 or an A4 or an A1 we're talking about. This is a derby. That these fast dogs are getting into that first bend together. I've nothing against Bellevue. If they have it at Bellevue, they have it at Bellevue. But they would need to do a lot with the track. They would seriously have to do a lot with the track. Then again, are they going to spend money on the track? Have they spent any money in the track? Have they spent any money in Hall Green? Have they spent any money in Wimbledon? The answer there is no. Would you run the dog and the Derby dog at this moment in time in Bellevue?
Over Toaster,
yes.
I would at the moment.
Right, Tony, that's why you're not training greyhounds and why I am.
That's you told, Tony. Let's move on to the 7:15.
Kevin is.
Message
the
again.
other night they were at Wimbledon and they couldn't get the two dogs in the race, and you know they were in the boxes for a while, and I ran over to the boxes to try and... I was going to pull my dog out and I looked round to see where Kevin was, but I seen Kevin was away over by the knock-off and I thought he'll not make it back to the boxes to get Fred.
It was a long time there.
Yeah, but when I looked round and seen where Kevin was, because Kevin was parading, I thought...
There'll be in another 10 minutes.
I says, I may as well put this in it. Oh dear.
Tony, you got loads of emails.
Steve Smith's been on. I've seen this a lot over the last few weeks, especially at Henlow and Yarmouth. With Yarmouth short of dogs and many middles in trap 2 and Henlow short of wides with railers in trap 4. There's no comments of where dogs are going, ever like rails or wide. To get around this, shouldn't the GBGB put in a neutral racing manager as well as the tracks racing manager and put their own comments, then go through them together, as this has got to be sorted? I mean, it can be lazy sometimes. You just see certain comments like bump 1.
Middle and all that.
It can be frustrating, but there's lots of dogs that are running in wrong boxes, and we also had lately with dogs. How do you feel on the subject of dogs?
I don't blame this, and I keep hearing comments that the seeding should be taken off the trainers and should be going to the GBGB, right? Well, That's wrong.
But what about the withdrawal of dogs? Say you get a bad draw, do you think it's right that you...
That's a load of crap, that. If I would be withdrawing dogs every week if that was the case. I hear them talking about this, and I think I've seen Tony Collier.
No, but on safety grounds, if they feel that if you was drawn in trap 4 and you felt the 3 dog was a wide runner, do you feel that you've got the right to pull your dog out?
Of course you have. We have to wake up in the morning. There's a bit of GBGB. You have to wake up in the morning and say, where's the dog at, and it's lying there in bits, because we have got the
So
right.
they need to get the seedings correct?
No, we need to get, see, not them, it's nothing to do with them. Why should they need to be seeding our dogs?
So you feel the trainers need to know the seeding of their dog?
Of course they do. And I see Tony Collier get fined 100 quid, Paul Young get fined a monkey for withdrawing their dogs. Come on.
Do you think there's some tactical seeding going on then?
What do you mean practical? Listen.
Tactical.
Tactical. Of course there is. If I go to Monmore with a middle runner and I think he's middle to rails, I'll seed him rails. If he's middle to middle, I would seed him rails. If he was a wide runner, I would seed him wide. But when you go to not just Monmore, there's tracks here that you would try and... The places that you would go to, you'd go to Hove and you would seed your dog properly, because you've got that good run to the corner. If you go to Wimbledon, you seed your dog properly. And by the way, if you seed your dog wrong at Wimbledon, Gary would tell you, it's not running.
No, Bob Rowe would say, your dog's a wide, he's a middle, he's a
blah,
rails.
blah, blah. Out, you're a non-runner. And that would be it. So I think racing managers, I mean, you wouldn't get away with that with Peter O'Dowd. You imagine, Peter, I'm not running my dog no more because you've got in the wrong box. Ken, what Peter would tell you, you'll not be back in the place. Out, keep your dogs.
So you feel the buck stops with the should start with the trainer and stop with the trainer?
Of course it does. I hear them on this programme gibbering on about taking this off the trainers, taking that off the trainer. Load of crap. That's what it is. Get them up in the morning to feed the dogs and see how the position their dogs is in, and then ask them to, oh, it's all right for them up. And by the way, I think they do it at GBGB. They've got enough to do in their plate. They've got enough going on up here without having that as a bit of pain for them too, the position they're in. When you watch what's going on here just now, the amount of money that's getting spent and what's happening, they're supposed to be sorting this industry out. This is another thing I've got to go into. I go to the awards. I've been there 3 or 4 times. The last time I was there, one of the times I went, Lord Lisfrey was up on the stage. The greyhounds are healthy. It's a healthy industry. We've got 14 million. Ever since Lord Lipson's left, in comes Barry. I've nothing against Barry. He's not doing the job. He's been in there for what, 4 years now? He stands up there year after year. All we hear is, it's going to be difficult times in front of us. My fund's now down to 7 million or whatever it is. The trainers is halved. They're gone. They've got out. I read in the calendar this week, 44 more trainers gone. How can you expect anybody to come into this sport? They're going, they're leaving. It's a sinking ship. It's going down. Don't get near it. Stay back.
Tom Kelly's coming to try and increase the funds, obviously.
Tom's been in a year now.
Now
Wait, let me hear this. I've heard all this crap
he said
again.
his priority is to get money in from bookmakers. That's what he's working
Well,
on.
sort it out with Betfair. Sort it out with
that's
He's
what he's trying to do, isn't
He's
it?
had a year to sort it out with Betfair.
I think he's
Barry
trying.
Faulkner had 4 years to sort it out with Betfair. Nobody's sorted nothing out in
But
this
Tom Kelly
game.
was the best positioned man to try, wasn't he?
Maurice Watkins was the best man in the position. Did he do it? No.
But
Tom
Tom is talking to
We'll
them.
give Tom another year. We'll gladly give him another year, and we'll see what happens. To see, but I don't see what's happening in this game. The things happening in this game I don't even understand, because I'm not an educated man. I'm not educated, so I can't say this and that and all the rest of it. There's one thing I do know. I don't understand how they can vote Ricky Holloway off our board. This is our board. We voted him on. How have they got the rights to vote him out? They haven't got that right.
They haven't, have they?
Surely no. Well, surely if that's the case, Maggie Thatcher would have kicked Arthur Scargo into touch. She would have told him out. Now, come on. If I'm your shop steward and you vote me in and I get into a meeting and they turn around and tell me we're not having a meeting.
I don't think they'd have you, Rab.
Right, what happens? We walk. Well, this is the same thing. They have not got... Listen, I've voted no confidence. If that's the case, I'm sorry to say, and I don't like bringing up names, but Barry, I don't think the vote's here for you. Johnny Haynes, I don't think the vote's here for you. I don't know what you do. There are a lot of people asking me the same question, what do these people do? We don't know. Try and show us. If you show us what you do and let us put it out there, then we would maybe sit back and say, they are doing a good job.
Talking of votes of no confidence, Rab, my nap's running here, so I think there's a lot of people out there thinking, I've got no confidence in this free dog, so...
Well, a few tweets coming in here as well. Rusty Catflap says, my only association with greyhounds is adopting a retired, but I have to say that Rab talks perfect sense about Toaster. And one here from Porkies as well. He says that the damaging rift between the GTA and GBGB is ongoing. Short of Rab banging their heads together, is there a way forward? He says it's in deadlock.
Of course there's a way forward because, listen, they have no right to vote on our position.
So basically what you're saying is, you know, like I might have work colleagues I don't get on with, but you have to get on with it.
Of course you
that's
do.
Your job.
What's the matter here? The question I would like to ask them, Barry and Johnny that voted them out and Mr. Curran, listen, I know you're, but what's the matter here? Is he asking the right questions? Is he asking the questions that we want asked? And they don't like the answer, so, oh, wait a minute, bye. No, it's not happening because I'm telling you right now, you are standing up against us.
Have you ever asked the question to Barry?
Ask what question?
What you just posed?
Yes, I've asked.
What's the problem?
What's happening? No, I've asked him what's happening in the industry.
To Barry Faulkner?
I've spoke to Barry a few times. I haven't spoke to Barry for a few years because I used to train dogs for Barry, but I was expecting to see things happening before now. And all I hear every year when I go to the awards, we face a difficult year in front of us. Well, I don't want... If we face a difficult year, Betfair and Paddy Power, 8.5 billion. Billion. We're not talking million. We're talking billion. How much do they put into the sport?
All in here for the 7:30 at Henlow. Lots of tweets coming in as you would expect. Macmar and Armchair Owners both been in touch with support for Newcastle as their preferred derby track. Steve Reed says, speaking the truth again, Rab McNair, about time people sit up and listen. He's a top trainer. He says, us Scottish doggy men speak the truth. And Gary McIver enjoyed Rab saying the word dobber. He said he made him collapse with laughter. It's great to hear a proper accent. What is a dobber?
A dobber.
Can you say? Keep it clean. What time is it? No, should we move on?
No, I just have a bit of carry away with the twins. They're only 4-year-old. I mean, they're brilliant. And same with Jake and that. And I say to, I'll maybe say to Lachlan, what are you, sonny? You a bam? He'll say, I'm a bam, Papa. And Lachlan and Lyle will jump for it. But Papa, I'm a dobber. I'm a dobber.
Oh, what does it mean?
It's just a word. If you're a dobber, you're a dobber. Right?
I'm guessing it's
I'm a dobber. I'm a dobber.
There are
a lot of people out there will be saying,
is Tony a dobber?
He's a dobber.
Am I a dobber?
Listen, let me tell you something. Yeah, right, let me tell you something. Probably all us that's involved in greyhound racing, the way it is now, we're probably all dobbers. We're all right.
I'll take dobber off of you because I've been called a lot worse.
I'm going to scoot through a few more here. Bolt says, can we have Rab on every night, please? Henrietta says, loving Rab, great show already. Messi says, this sports needs more passion like him. Tyrannus Rex, bravo Rab McNair, enough said. And yeah, Henrietta says, in fact, I'm calling her early. She says it's the best show ever, all thanks to our guest.
But see, this is some of the things the people out there don't understand. I'm full passion for this game. I was brought up, I was born and bred like a lot of the pups. I was born and bred into this game with my dad. My dad was great at it. He'd done his jobs, he'd survived on it. But what people don't understand is Ricky's got the same passion. Ricky's got that passion, and that's what's the matter with the people. They realise the passion he's got and he's not going to let it go. Now, I think to myself, and year after year, Tony, I've got to say to you that year after year, the trainers in this game, and the owners especially, have suffered badly. Every year we hear it, every year it's looking very difficult for the year ahead. We're going to have difficult times.
Have you been practising this
impression?
impression?
No, but I'm fed up hearing
but look, let's hope it's 2016.
Yeah.
It's out in the open now. Everyone,
yeah.
Let's hope
but
it
what I'm
sorts
going to say
itself
to
out
you
and
is them at the top, are them at the top finding it difficult? Are they going to step forward and say, well, listen, trainers, we haven't deserved the wages we're on. So what we're going to do is we're going to half them until we get this situation sorted out. Instead of, I don't know what Barry's on, I don't know what Tom Kelly's on, I'm quite sure they're on a lot more than me. They might be in, what, 80, 90 grand a year? I don't know, I might just be guessing. That's off the top of my head. But why don't they step forward? Because I know if I was in that position, I would stand up and say, listen lads, I'm trying my hardest, but to prove that I'm trying my hardest, I'll half my wages. I'll half them and put the other half back into the fund. And I'm not just talking about Barry, I'm not just talking about Tom Kelly, I'm talking about everybody. Half the wages. Because we're in half wages.
Interesting idea. I think we're going to get a lot of thoughts on that one.
We're in half wages.
Rab, Gary Ivor says he thinks you're going to burst a blood vessel. Calm down.
Yeah.
Right, we've got big issues we're talking about. The biggest issue, are you going to tip us a winner tonight, all your fans?
Yeah.
Chris Mooney's been on. How rude is this, man? Tell him, because you shout the lad, this doesn't make you right.
It's always stood me in good ground up to now.
And Carl's been on. Hi, guys, just tuned in to see Rab in full flow, talking sense and saying it how it is. There are certain trainers and owners in the sport who should have some input into how the sport is run, and Rab is certainly one of them. He's right about trainers leaving the sport. I would love to have had a go on my own or carried on working for Mark Wallace, but with a wife and 2 young boys to support, I can make a lot more being a professional driver. Surely that cannot be right for the, or good for the future of the sport. That's from Carl. Sam Humphreys has been on. Hi guys, could you give massive congratulations to Alan Jones from Wrexham, who has just started a career in greyhound training. He's 62 years of age today. Please give him a shout out. He's a huge fan of the show. Thank you. So we're talking about trainers and one joining the fold.
But let me tell you something, Alan's probably made his money. He's not come into this game at 62-year-old to make money, has he? I mean, what I would say, that I hear it all the time on the show, you ask your guests, how would you advise youngins to come into this game? And the only one bit of advice I would say, if you're young, stick in at school. If you're going to come into the greyhound sport, come into the GBGB. It's only ones that's not losing money. Do not come in as a trainer. Do not come in as a kennel hand, because listen, if you're in the sea and you see a ship sinking, you don't swim towards it. This ship is sinking. With the way it is just now, this ship is going down big time.
And one more trainer, Pat Curtin's been on. Evening, Julie Tony, and of course, wee pal Rabster. Great to see him on the sofa this evening. He says it all as it is and has voiced opinions shared by many in the industry at present. At least when Rab's on, he talks for all the trainers, the whole spectrum, from trainers at non-bags track, contract trainers at higher profile tracks, and higher profile open race trainers that run at all tracks. He knows the sport inside out. Great fella, great trainer, great value. Loving the show. Well, great value, 4 to 7, looking for his first winner tonight, Rab.
If I get this tonight, I don't care if it's 47. I'm having a boom.
I'm having a boom. I'm waiting for the boom.
I'm definitely, I don't care. It can be 1 to 10, 10 to 1 on, I don't care. I'm taking this.
There are loads of similar tweets coming in. Litland says, Rab speaking for most of the people in the sport. Toad says, Rab says he's not educated, but he's honest, and that's better. Well said, Rab. There are thousands in the UK that agree with you. You can boom now, Rab.
Boom!
Danish Duke wins at a very short price, but a winner's a winner. This greyhound was pushed all the way by 3 at one point.
Was that Pat's nap?
3 looked in a
was that his
position.
lay?
No, that was his lay. That was Pat's lay, unfortunately. But Danish Duke has won. Love him.
Gary Slater, been on. Great to see a proper dog man on the sofa. Agree with everything he says. I would love to have trained a few grands in my own name, but since leaving the sport 2 years ago, I work less hours for twice as much money. No chance whatsoever of young people coming into the game, not unless they have won the lottery or do it for a hobby. Good luck, Rab, and give my best to Liz, a lovely woman.
Yeah, well done, Gary. And all I can say is, if I had to walk into a supermarket, any supermarket, and start starting shelves for the amount of hours that I do, we would all be in a lot more money. And I get well looked after. Listen, I'm no saying anything bad against the lads that I work for, because I'm in a different position for a lot of the lads. I get well thought of and well looked after for my lads. I've got something special there, you know what I mean? But I had to work hard to get that situation.
And you still know what's going on with everyone else in the sport.
I know how many people are struggling, and I know boys out there that'd be better going in the supermarkets.
And absolutely brilliant. But it's been great to have Rab on the show. I can't believe his favourite chocolate bar, I don't think you can see that.
Time out.
Is a time out. Unbelievable, Jeff, as Chris Kamara would say.
We've really enjoyed your company. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. It's been a brilliant evening.
Yeah, it's always great to come here and all the rest of it. And sometimes I go over the top and speak
I think it's been very well received tonight. Everybody's agreed with
it's
you
a
and
very
enjoyed
passionate
hearing
thing,
your
and
views.
what I would like to say before I do go, if Mr. Faulkner or Mr. Kelly and the rest of the boys up at the board want to give me a call and tell me they're halving their wages, it would be gladly appreciated by all the trainers, because the way the trainers are running about just now and half wages and all the rest of it, I think it's only be fair that the top of the tree start and cut the cloth the way it's meant to go. So that's, I'm not going to keep ranting on about it. Let's go on with the future, but if there is a future, if they don't get this sorted out, and let me, one last word, don't think you can get Ricky that quick. He's ours, we support him, and he's staying. And it doesn't matter whether you vote him off, because we will stand together and we'll vote you out. That's, we decide who runs this. And that's my last word on it.
Right.
Bet365.com, Betfair, Betfred, Coral, Ladbrokes, Totepool and William Hill bring you Racing Post Greyhound TV.